Hi everybody, Paul here. I just want to take a couple minutes of your time if I can to talk about a couple of things that have really hit me kind of hard the past week or two. Starting with Robin Williams, that really hit close to home, and I really haven't processed it yet. The reason it kind of hits close to home is because I have personally lost a friend to suicide. His name was Dave Gandy, and he was the admissions director of my high school, and I talked about him in a video I made back in March or April as I was walking through the hallway of my high school. And that's why when I found out that after the CBS Evening News that Monday that Robin Williams passed away because of a suicide, I literally jumped out of my chair and shouted, "Oh no." My mom said the same thing at the same time. We simul-knowed. After I thought about it for a day or so, I feel bad because the signs were there, and like my friend Dave who passed away, he was the kind of person who was happy all the time. And Robin Williams seemed to be kind of the person who was happy and joking and, off the wall all the time. And I guess that could have been interpreted as a warning sign, but you would never know. It's really hard to really understand what's going on in someone else's mind. Robin Williams was an influence on me because once in a while I'll write down little comedy sketches, stand-up routines, and I don't know if I'll ever get to performing them someday, but he was the kind of person who you could look up to and say, I'll never be that good, but I can try to at least see if people think I'm funny. He's the kind of person who, like David Letterman said, you thought your career would be over, but at the same time, it would keep you going. And I don't know if I'll ever be as funny as Robin Williams. Probably not. I don't think anyone could be. But he was really a great influence on me with his comedy. And I loved seeing his performances in movies as well. I've seen Good Morning Vietnam 100 times, even though it came out before I was born. I've watched Patch Adams at least a couple dozen times. I have that on DVD. I've seen Flubber. I saw Mrs. Doubtfire we had on VHS. And it's just so sad that he went the way he went. Anyone could say, I wish he didn't. I wish he found help. But some people who are like that, they just feel so trapped and they don't know where to go. And they don't feel like they can get help. And so as they're looking for their way out of the pain, it seems rational at the time. I would have loved watching him wherever he is. Another person who was an influence on me and who I love just kind of emulating, like impersonating as his voice comes on the television every Saturday night, Don Pardo, the voice of Saturday Night Live and one of the first voices of Jeopardy and The Price is Right. He passed away not even 24 hours ago, I guess. At the age of 96, I guess he was just ready to go. He was an influence on me because I had an interest in radio for a while. In general, I have an interest in the entertainment industry, and that's why both of these guys, who have been involved in so many different aspects of entertainment, you look up to these people because you kind of want to have at least a quarter of what their greatness was someday, and to kind of use them as a role model. Don Pardo is a name that I knew just because I was interested in knowing who the voice was. I have an interest in the people who make the shows behind the scenes. They become icons of these shows and whatever else. Television, radio. The current voice of Jeopardy, Johnny Gilbert. I know his name. When Don LaFontaine died, I felt just as bad because he was the voice of like every movie trailer. It's good to know these names because they're just as important as the people in front of the camera. So Don Pardo was, just as influential as Don LaFontaine and Robin Williams, but for different reasons. Every night he would come on and say, "It's Saturday Night Live!" And you just knew, with the music in the background, that Saturday Night Live was on. And I loved as the names were coming across the screen. Jason Sudeikis! I don't know what they're going to do going forward, but I hope they do like Derek Jeter did with Bob Shepard's voice, and at least use a recording for the entrance, even if they don't have all the names, or even if they have someone else do the names. I hope he at least did some stuff for this upcoming season, so he could get his last words in, I guess, in a way, for that show. So he was an influence on me for being a voice that you always knew. As a fan of these voices, it's just sad. So that's all. I've taken enough of your time. Thank you to the couple people who have subscribed recently. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe for more videos. Thumbs up if you also looked up to these people. So that's what's on my mind, and I look forward to doing some new videos for you. I'm gonna talk soon about an adventure that I like to go on. I'll tell you about that maybe sometime later this week. Alright, so I will see you then, and until then, keep on rocking.